We got a special one on the podcast today, solo ball. Currently playing for St. James School in Hagerstown, Maryland, but you were at Scotland campus a little bit before then. You got offers from Xavier, VCU, Howard, Virginia Tech, Pittsburgh. The list goes on. Mount St. Mary's, I'm probably missing a few, but thank you so much for coming on the show. We're very happy to have you. And one of the first, actually, a lot of people don't know this, one of the first purchases was from Level Sportswear. You bought, I think, a black pair of asymmetrical compression way back when we were first starting out. So appreciate it. So yeah, man, we just want to get right into it. What's your story? Walk us through like the career of Solomon Ball.
Well, to first start off, my first time I really picked up a basketball was second grade, and I had been watching my brother's practices. If it wasn't for my brother and my older cousin, who is playing overseas right now, on the girls' side, who also got a chance at the WNBA, played with Tennessee on that team, and got her jersey in the rafters. And along with my dad, I wouldn't be playing basketball for sure. So, I mean, it's just
what's her name?
Gone through the line. Jamie Nard, and I also have another cousin, Jackie Nard. Both played overseas, and Jackie Nard, she played at St. Mary's in Washington.
Okay.
So it's a basketball background, so I had to get into it. But I just used to tag along at my brother's practices, and he was the same age group as Jeremy Roach, so they played on the same team at one point. So I've just been watching all these hoopers go at it, and like that was way before he was up in the radars and stuff. But the first time I really got into an AAU team was third grade, and it was Leesburg Basketball Club, that same program my brother played for. And I didn't know how far I could take it, so I just took along with it, had fun with it for the most part. For my grade school years, fifth grade, I jumped between a couple AAU teams. There's also D1 Spartans. It's just to start off, give me foundation kind of thing. And then after that, I just told my parents, I was like, I want to play in Maryland, because like Maryland is like where it's at, like for basketball back then for me. So I decided to go to Takeover, and I started off playing with Takeover in fifth grade. I wasn't seeing the floor a lot because there's a lot of things. I was really a beginner compared to them. So I had to like adjust on the fly. I had to adjust to the speed of the game because it was way faster. There's a lot of stuff I had to get used to. And I remember one summer in general, going into seventh grade, where I had also switched to another team, to Severn Elite. And that was a good experience as well, just like keeping my head in it, well, not getting a lot of playing time. But going into my seventh grade year, that coach had left. And I remember I worked out every single day with my dad. Dad took me in the backyard, took me to any gym I could possibly get to. And I'm dribbling every day, because that's the one thing I could not do when I was younger. All I could do was shoot. And I just picked up a ball and started dribbling every single day. Made sure I got reps on reps with that. Then got to seventh grade, my confidence went through the roof. I became the starter, and on that Severn Elite team with my dad also coaching now. So he was, of course, really tough on me. So I had to dig into that, get used to that.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So for that sixth grade year, though, I had probably averaged like 6 points, maybe. Went from 6 points to 17, averaging 17 the next year, and becoming a starter too. So, I mean, that's when I really started to be like, okay, I could do something with this possibly. But then again, I had to remind you guys, when I was younger, I had never been the tallest dude in the room, never. And I know Brandon could know that firsthand with Global Squad at one point. I was coming into Global Squad, going into my 10th grade year, I was 5'7". And I'm a reclass, so I'm supposed to be 2022, but I'm 2023. And so that would have been technically my senior year, which would be now, but I was 5'7", $140, something like that. And I just had a killer instinct. So I just wanted to go at people no matter what their name was. And then, but for my ninth grade year, I went to Goretti, which is weird because I'm at St. James now, rival schools, but went to Goretti. I kind of got overlooked, but I mean, it's all part of the process. I was Also, going into my freshman year, I was 5'4.5" and about 110 pounds. So I would have never thought what I was going to do with this. I kind of lost confidence at one point, but I just had to keep pushing because it's like you can't. It's hard over height all the time at that size. And went from Goretti, jumps from Goretti to Scotland, and that's just like the basketball. The amount of time I was spending hooping and doing all this stuff, taking care of my body. I would ice like 3 times a week, put my whole body in the ice bath, stuff like that. And it just tested my mental toughness while I was there, living on campus the whole year. And it was really a test living with older people too, because I was the youngest on that campus. And it was just me testing myself mentally. I would work out 6 hours a day, at least 5 hours a day, or we'd have practice from maybe 1 to 5, and then I'm getting an extra 2 hours on my own, just on the gun, or I'm dribbling. And we jumped from in the first semester at Scotland, I averaged 6 points. And then I don't know, like I just had a click in my head. Like I just got to be more confident in myself and my abilities, because I work on this stuff all the time. Jumped to the second semester, went from averaging 6 points to averaging 24 in the second semester. And I had 7 30-point games. Yeah, 7 30-point games in that second semester. And like everything just started going up, man. Like I gained a lot of confidence. I got experience in that SJIT where I had played against Gay Cunningham, Scotty Barnes, Tariq Whitehead, all of them. And I just got to show everything I've been working on, where I might have came off the bench. These people might have not know my name, realized how small I was. At that time, I was probably like 5'10". That's like February 2020. And I was still able to like prove myself and like what I worked on. I had 17 points that game. We got blown out the water, but I showed what I could do. So just pick up on that confidence through that game, and that tournament carried me through that, like where I am now, really. I was one of the leading scorers in that tournament. And now I'm here at St. James, where they hold the tournament itself. And I'm looking forward to getting the MAC championship. That's one of my biggest goals this year. And just putting myself on the radar more. I'm still technically really underrated. I have 7 offers right now. I have no high majors. The Xavier, Virginia Tech, and Pitt, I all went on visits, but they just want to see more. So I'm just gonna keep my nose to the grindstone. But right now, I have Howard, I have Mount St. Mary's, Towson, VCU, Richmond, St. Joseph, and George Washington. And I'm just ready to prove myself. Ever since I started playing, I had this thing. I always had a chip on my shoulder because I'm always been the other underdog. And I always went by this thing, bet on me, like where I just bet on myself and take myself to a different level. It's levels to everything. I go from Leesburg Basketball Club, just keep going up. Now where I'm at now, playing EYBL, like I never thought. I didn't even know what EYBL was at the time. So like, just good. And here I am now. So.
Well, it's definitely levels to everything.
Yes.
Hence,
for sure.
Hence level sportswear.
You got it.
Yo, so how was it when you were younger and like obviously undersized and I'm talking like younger, like grade school, middle school and stuff, being around so much good basketball like ahead of you with like older siblings and cousins and stuff, how frustrating was it for you to be not at that level that you wanted to be while like seeing all this amazing stuff around you?
Well, for me, I wouldn't say I didn't have a good understanding of like what work came behind it, because like my brother, he didn't really like take it as serious as I do now. But like my cousins, I always looked up to them for that basketball stuff, and my dad, because he pushed me. He'd be working out a lot of people like around me and like older people that graduated college and stuff. So I just like followed his footsteps, just living my dream through him kind of thing, because he didn't get the chance to play professional like he wanted. I'm just living my dream through my family and my dad, really.
So there was a few times in your career where you went from scoring 6 to, you said, 24.
Hmm.
I think that happened twice, once at Scotland and once
Yeah, I think
early.
6 to 17, then 6 to 24,
Hmm.
something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What was it? What did you do differently? For all the kids out there that are like, yo,
So,
I'm stuck at 6. Like, was it just the shots, getting shots up, or was it like you grew, 6 inches in a year? Like, what?
Mm,
Give them some advice.
mm. I mean, for me, you just got to keep attacking, and you can't always worry about what people think. For me, they thought I was the youngest on the team. They wouldn't want me shooting a bunch of shots, but I know how much work I put in. I know how much time I dedicate to my craft. How many shots I shot at Scotland. I shot 800 shots a day, made 500. Made sure I made 500, but it would only take me 800 shots. So I'm shooting 60% with nobody on me. So if I'm from like almost nearly 30 feet out. So if I could do that on that gun, all that time I spent working on my ball handling, I'm capable of whatever. Like there's nothing limiting me. The only thing that's limiting me is myself.
So
That's
how'd your mentality change then from being the one that's like, yo, why is this little kid taking all these shots, to now being the guy on the team? Like, what was that shift like for you?
I mean, it was great. I just started putting time in the weight room and I got comfortable with my body, got comfortable with my athleticism. I also hadn't been that athletic because like I was small and like I couldn't like although I could jump a little bit, you can't really tell because I was like 5'3", 5'2". So you can't really tell how
we're getting that
athletic
high.
somebody, yeah, you can't really tell how athletic somebody is. And I just worked with my trainer, John Gardner. He got me right. And all the trainers that got me here now, I have around a 44-inch vert. So just picked it up like crazy.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's not bad. So walk me through the scenario. Obviously, you have, and we said this earlier, but first off, congratulations on all your offers so far. Those are awesome.
I
Regardless
appreciate
of,
it.
it's obviously clear that you want the next level, as you so put, that major offer from some of these schools. What happens in a scenario that you do get these offers, like Pitt, Virginia Tech, and Xavier, that you've done visits? You do get these offers. Your whole mentality is like, I'm an underdog, bet on myself. But when those offers do come in, which I'm pretty confident they will that mentality change? Because like now you're at like the cream of the crop. Or how do you think you'll like
Mm.
handle that kind of situation?
I think the mentality is going to be the same throughout the rest of my life for this whole basketball thing, even when I get older, because there's stuff after basketball too. It's just always going to be
Right.
that bet on myself, chip on my shoulder kind of thing. Even with uh, me getting those high major offers, like people don't know who I am. I don't need them to know who I am. It's like I'm just going to show up and just go at you regardless. So that's just my thing.
How tall are your parents?
My dad is 5'10" and my mom is 5'7".
How tall are you?
I'm 6'4". Yeah.
Okay. I did hear that it skips a generation. How tall is your grandparents? Do you know?
Um, well, on my mom's side, my mom's great grandfather or my great grandfather was 7'2". So I got his genetics kind of. It's like I
Bro,
wear a
what?
size 15 shoe and all that. Yeah.
Jesus.
6'10"
7'2"?
wingspan. Yeah.
So are you
God damn.
my little brother was supposed to be 6'6" and he's 6 foot. So I mean, I know the doctors can't get it exactly right, but how tall the doctors were? The doctor, have you had an appointment, a physical, and they said you're gonna be like 6'8"?
Oh, well, this was maybe a year back when I messed up my knee and they gave me an x-ray and they didn't know how tall I was going to be, but I was probably like 6'2" at the time. They said growth plates are still open, like wide open. But even in seventh grade itself, seventh grade, you won't believe me, but I was 4'7" in the seventh grade. And I grew like every year, probably like 4 inches every over the course of the whole year, each year. I just kept growing and my feet kept getting bigger and my knees would hurt like 3 summers in a row. But man,
It's a
Jesus.
good pain. That's
yeah.
good pain. How hard was it for you to restructure your game after all of this? I mean, you're still at a relatively young age, but even
Mhm.
now through like your couple years of high school. did you have to like restructure your entire approach to the game with like a new athleticism and not being the shortest kid on the court and stuff like that?
Yeah, I definitely had to adjust because like I post up people now because I switch around from point guard to shooting guards. I'm a combo guard, so I'll switch around. I'll be posting people up. I'm 180 plus, so I'm just trying to bully people. I'm going coast to coast using full speed now. Like I had to adjust. I had to adjust to like how much air I get under my jumper, like jumping wise, because I used to like jump a little bit, and then like now my pull ups, I'm like I got to get up a little higher, and like sometimes it'll go far, but you gotta like stay up and down kind of with jumping wise. Stay vertical.
I mean, there's a lot of differences that like people don't think about jumping jump shots, even like defensively, like closing out and like contesting jumpers. Now you're jumping through the gym. That's a whole different way you got to approach closing out and like all that stuff. So I can't jump that high, so I can't even imagine what that was like. Going from 4'7".
It helps a little more. It helps a little more because I have a 6'10" wingspan. So like even on those closeouts, I'm still there. So that's what helps a lot too.
Must be nice.
I was gonna say, Mac, what would you do with that 44-inch vert, 6'10" wingspan?
I mean, I would still shoot so many threes, but like they would look so good. They would look so good. Could you imagine?
Hey, well, speaking of that, the unique thing about this interview is that I was actually at the game that Solo was playing against Montverde, and at the time, I think you were what, maybe 6 foot, like 150?
Shorter. Yeah. 5'11", 150.
And nobody knew him at the time, and he comes down and he's pulling from the logo, and it's like one goes in, and I'm pretty sure like Cade or Scotty someone was guarding you.
Yeah,
and,
Cade, Ryan Nemard.
Yeah. And he pulls up from the logo, hits one, comes down again, hits another one, and they're like, "Oh, okay, we actually gotta cover this kid." So I mean, it's always been there. It's impressive to see like now you got the work ethic and the talent mixed in with like the athletic ability and the height too. So it's like that's like a perfect storm, bro. It's amazing to see.
For sure.
I'm excited to watch you guys this year too. Who is two questions. One is, who is arguably your favorite person to play with, and who are you most excited to play against this upcoming season? It could be a person or a team.
Who am I? Who's the best player I've played with?
Yeah, or most like fun to play. Who
do I like to play with?
Yeah, who do you have like the best chemistry with?
I wouldn't say I have like the best chemistry with like a specific person, but like one I'm able to like throw lobs to, and they could throw lobs back to me, and like I know exactly where they are on the court and where they score and how they score, so I can put them in positions to score, and they can put me in positions to score. Like that's, I'd say, because I've had a bunch of people who play just like that, who can adjust to me on the fly and I can adjust to them. So I think that's a big thing for me. And the second question was, I'm excited to play Mount St. Joseph. That's a big game for me. They got a lot of good pieces, and like we have a lot of good pieces too. We're just good battle against a good team.
What's the date on that matchup?
That matchup is November the 22nd. We're gonna be undermanned.
It's got it circled on the calendar.
It's what do you say?
We're gonna be a little undermanned, but I mean I'm going to do whatever it takes to win.
Mac, we might have to pull up to that game.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's in the area too.
We'll let you know. Yeah, it's not that far. So you've told our story leading up to you at this point. Obviously, any hooper who's like a big time hooper, your goal is to get to the NBA. But what do you think in your game and your personality and everything, what do you think is going to get you there?
I think my work ethic can help a long way, and my abilities to focus on a bunch of different things. Like if I can work through struggles with school at this school like this, and where I'm facing problems outside, like with school, and still going at it with basketball, with such a school like this that's like so rigorous with the curriculum and stuff like that, I'm able to like balance stuff out, and like that's going to take me a long way. Along with that, I think my jumper I'm still really consistent with my jumper. That could definitely take me a long way. And like playing on a fast break and finding people on that fast break. I think that's one of the strongest pieces of my game now that I had to adjust to over time. Like just getting a rebound, pushing it fast break, and finding people.
Yeah,
So,
I was going to ask like specifically basketball related, but you nailed that. So that was great. Nailed it.
So, I like to ask this question, especially towards the end of the interview, because we've kind of gotten to know you a little bit better. But has there ever been a point, especially like when you were shorter, younger, where you just wanted to hang it up? Like you were like, I'm done. This ain't worth it. I quit. Has there ever been a moment like that, or have you always just been in love with the game?
I mean, I've always been in love with it, really. There's been times where I had just questioned myself, like, can I really get here? And then like just work out right after that. But there's never been a time where I just like, yeah, I just can't do this no more. There's no can't to me. So I just kept going with it. But like, there's definitely been a time where I had lost my confidence just from me being so small and everyone just getting all these looks and stuff. But like, I just learned to just not even worry about them. It's my own, I'm running my own race. So I can't worry about what other people are getting and what other people are, like what looks they're getting. Like, I just got to focus on myself and just keep grinding.
Mm-hmm. What did you tell yourself when you were shorter? You know, like, did you have to kind of mold your game a little differently, or were you just like, oh, like speak it into existence, like I will grow, I will develop, I will, achieve this certain level of perfection? Like what did you tell yourself so that the kids that are shorter or short today kind of have that idea of like what to pursue to get to where you are now?
What I told myself is I have to work twice as hard, 3 times as hard as person who's like got more inches on me. That's the same position as me. I got to work way harder than they have to work. So me saying that, oh, like, how did he get this offer? How did he get this offer? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, there's going to be other people who get plenty of offers, and just you can't worry about that. And your race is your race. It's not going to be the same path for everyone. But I simply told myself, like, it's not going to be the same for everyone else. Like, some people are at it early with recruitment and stuff. Some people get it later. Some people go JUCO. Some people go prep. And I just told myself, like, my path might be different. My path is going to be different than theirs. And I got to work twice as hard to get where I want to go if I'm going to be successful at this.
Yo, my last question I want to ask you is, whether it's now or whether it was growing up, do you have a dream school, dream college you want to play at? Do you have a dream professional team that you want to play at? And what are they? Will you share the college one with us? Because I don't know, you know what I mean? Like people recruiting you and stuff. But maybe when you were growing up, you had something. I don't want to throw anybody under the bridge or anything like that.
Yeah. I didn't really have a dream college. My goal was, once I hit like freshman year, I was like, ooh, I just want to go Division I, period. Like, I didn't even think like now Division I, my goal now is like get some high major looks. And although I'm trying to like get some high major offers, that doesn't mean I'm like gonna look high major. Like, I'm gonna look based off of how they look at me as a person and how their relationship with me is equal to like the relationship I have with them. Like, the connection is both there on both sides, and like it's a second home. And I think that falls in with like the dream school and professional team. I also don't really have a preference, but I've always loved Oklahoma City Thunder. That's my NBA team. I follow a lot.
That was a very political answer. That was well done.
I was gonna say
you dodged it perfectly. You did a great job. That was good.
This man's gonna say Duke and then commit to UNC.
Right? Like, that's what I wanted him to do.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
All right. Well, hey, Solo, we appreciate it. We're trying to keep these short, so thank you so much for allowing us to get to know you a little bit better. Best of luck with everything, honestly. Like, we're gonna be keeping up with you throughout the season.
Hopefully try to get out to see you play sometime.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And best of luck with all the offers, the commitment. Let us know how we can help, and appreciate you for repping the brand too. So thank you very much.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you for having me.